Hi, everybody. You get to see my countdown.
Hello.
Just had that pinky out.
It's just tea time.
I was gonna say,
Cheerio.
It's tea time. Pinky.
Fires the Badlands like, I don't talk like that.
Yes.
Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. The compound has already raided us. Thank you so much. Great to see you tonight. Farmer Ma. Yeah, I'll just write it down. So I see your message there. I got you. Okay, so welcome in. We are the NAT30s, or the majority of the NAT30s.
How do you battle or brawl to get the channel points? You just exclamation point battle.
Yep.
Right?
Exclamation point battle or exclamation point brawl.
It's like, missed it.
And
There
and it'll start a battle. Yeah, or you'll join into an existing one. So we are going to get started with our night, but we may or may not see a wild Annie that shows up at some point during the stream.
She said she's shooting for.
If you do it, can you play the the Pokemon battle music?
Oh, I was like, I don't know what that is.
Never play that?
Stop! We're gonna get flagged.
So Jet Bones, Battle and Brawl are two different things. Brawl, you will enter, you enter 50 points to enter the Brawl, and there's only one winner, and that person gets all of the collective points from the Brawl. And then for a battle, everybody types battle, and then depending on how many people enter the battle, it will choose a monster for you that is added, and I usually add them as we go with the story to reflect monsters that have come up in the story. And they have different varying amounts of points and everything, and multiple people can emerge victorious, or you can all be slaughtered by the monster and lose your points. So that's how both of those work separately.
High risk,
we lose points when we lose? I didn't know that.
Yeah, not the channel points. These are two different points. So there are channel points that are part of the redemption and stuff that you can do with the critties, and then there are crits and arrows, which are a separate thing specifically for brawling, battling, and the extra ticket. So we'll probably make things a little bit easier when we are streaming live in the studio eventually. Hey Thorium, I see you out there. So I want to say, I always try to say hi to everybody. We've got Bearded, Fortress. I saw Das 949 out there. Of course, the Compound. Goldilocks. Hi, Goldilocks. Morel, 3D Prince. Let's see. Farmer Ma. Hey, Ma. Black and Forge. Jet Bones. And I saw a couple of other people out there. Who am I missing? Hey, Sea Faust is there. And Thorium Dragon, hello. And I think that might be everybody. And that Gamer Share, hey.
Oh, that Gamer Share showed up.
Receive the delivery, yay.
Oh, right, nice.
Was it the socks? What did they win?
So that Gamer Share has won two different things. One of them was a Be a D&D shirt. And the other was, I believe it was one of the D20 capture keychains from Almost Critical. Nice. I could be wrong.
I think you're
nice.
Right.
Oh, Thorium, the OG Foundry Guru. Welcome in. You got it. I won't remember that, but you can remind me every time.
I like that you said Guju.
Guju?
Guju. Guju. Do what?
Remind me of the goo.
Come on, people, name that reference in the chat. You know.
Everybody knows, unless you're like under 25. If you're 25 and up, you should at least know. You should know.
It was the pinnacle of David Bowie crotch.
Yes. They actually stuffed it on purpose.
Did they really?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna have close-ups for 90% of the movie in that area, and it's David Bowie, of course he's gonna be stuffing.
Oh yeah.
I was
goddamn both.
I was just hoping that was natural.
He understuffed. Like Like, yeah,
No.
the cameras like
We're-
we gotta like make
You
that
wore-
look less.
You wore
I
two
was
pairs
hoping
of
that was just
tights,
natural.
like two.
Yeah,
Nope.
I wanted that to be all natural talent.
It
That's
was
all.
it was done on purpose because he was intentionally supposed to be he was intentionally supposed to get teenage girls aroused. So anyway, at least teenage girls, at least. I mean,
Sure.
anybody
I was gonna say,
really.
At
But
least, I mean, come on now. It's David Bowie.
Right.
It's
Beautiful,
David goddamn
beautiful.
Bowie.
Everything.
Oh,
Everything.
yeah, Lenny.
Beautiful man.
I gotta turn Lenny off. I have to turn Lenny off tonight, everyone. I'm so sorry because
Oh,
she is glitching and she doesn't. I tried to refresh it and everything, and it didn't want to work.
So she's doing an exercise.
Yeah,
And one.
but she's like yelling something like, "Hey, you gotta fix me," and I tried and it didn't work. So I'll try again another time.
Please kill me.
So tonight we are continuing with the Bums of Greenest do Tyranny of Dragons. We will get through our announcements and then we'll start the game, and maybe fingers crossed Annie will have had a chance to come on. So typically she starts, so I will start. We are part of the Compound Network. Our lovely first raid of the night is as a result of our friends coming in and showing us support. So I'm spamming the chat with all of their links. Please check out everyone. Definitely go over and follow the Compound on Twitch, because we will be streaming over there in the much nearer than I had first anticipated future, although a date is still yet to be determined. And we'll be streaming on our normal Sundays that we used to do prior to, the before times, and you're not going to want to miss us. So please hop over. If you're not already following, hit that follow button, and we will be letting you know. Harry Dad Gaming, thank you for the follow. So
I was gonna say, I don't know how to respond to that. It's like, cool.
who
Thanks,
doesn't
bro.
love a Harry Dad?
Appreciate it.
I'm not Harry Dad.
So
I was gonna say we are here.
we've got a bunch of great collaborators in that chat spam that I did, so please go check them out. And of course, as I said, follow the Compound. And that moves us over to actually the word of the week.
All right, word of the week. The word of the week this week is chunkified. If you guys had watched or listened to our Tuesday stream, that was all Cuba. Cuba, I think, came up with that beautiful word describing what happened.
Apparently you said I did, but I guess I don't listen to what I actually say.
You're too busy running the game to realize if you say anything.
It's okay, we understand. Anyways, if you head on over to all of our locals, any of our local fans can run over, hopefully, to one of 3 stores that are helping support us. We've got Tabletop Games over in Westport. We've got Twilight Comics over in New Bedford. We've got a loud truck that just pulled into my neighbor's driveway. We've got
Only we do.
And we've got the Armory in Fairhaven. If you guys head on over to one of those 3 fine establishments, pick out one of their fine wares. Go to the front desk. You'll see a little can that says NAT30s with our little beautiful faces on it. Write down the word chunkified, pop it in there, and you get thrown into a drawing to win a $10 gift card. So we hope you can. Now, there's no limit. You can go to 1, 2, or all 3. So you can win up to $30 in gift cards at these fine establishments. But if you'd like to help us a little bit more directly, Pat, wherever he is, he's to my left. I'll whip it over to him, and he can tell you about our fine Patreon.
Yes, we have a Patreon. If you want to come help support our stream, every donation goes right back into the stream, helps pay for giveaways and things like that. But what you get for joining our Patreon is some behind-the-scenes access to some character lore. I believe I just saw the two backstories for Erdnot and Arik just got posted. Also 2-week early access to our VODs before they go up on YouTube. And as well, we still have one space remaining on our sponsor card, the 5th position, right below Izzy there. You'll see some of our awesome sponsors helping us support us. But if you want to help support us in a different way, I am going to toss it to, I think, straight up. Yes, that's Cuba, and he'll tell you about our merch.
Yes.
Izzy's plan was multi-layered. Her plan was multi-layered, so there's like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, well, you can do that. What? But I can't do like every time. It's like layers on layers, stacks on stacks.
Yes, another way to support us, if you so choose, is by checking out our TeePublic and buying some of our merch. Could be a T-shirt, could be a sweatshirt, coffee cup, wall art. They got it all at TeePublic. We recently, a couple days ago, we sold one more. We put up the Uma Orgasm shirt, and it has now become officially our most popular item. It sold. It was a 3-way tie between that, Tits and Arrows, and Sending a Message, but it looks like we have sold one more as of when I checked this morning, putting it into the top spot of our most popular item in our merch store. So why don't you go ahead and check that out? It probably is one of my favorite ones. I might order one myself.
Orgasm one?
Yeah, we have 2 orgasms. One that I did, which is like the gooey, gross one, and then one that Liz did, that is the cute Uma orgasm face one, which everyone loved that one.
Well,
yeah, check our stuff out there.
Because I mean, it's
sales
Sass,
all
you
the
love
time. There's no sale this coming week, but there is a sale the following week. So, save yourself a couple of bucks, buy them when they're on sale, or buy them when they're not on sale. It's up to you. But if you want to save some money, go ahead and buy them when they're on sale, and we let you know when the sales are happening.
the one that you put on Facebook, the advertisement that had her, and then it had the 3 other green orc-looking dwarfs that all had like thumbs ups and shit. Genius. I love
I
it.
forgot that story share from Instagram to
Yeah, to
Facebook
Facebook,
story.
yeah. So we also have, just to let everybody know about our giveaways, so I'm going to open them up. We have our monthly giveaway, which everybody can enter into. You actually use your perfect. So Bearded Fortress just did giveaways for all, but you enter in using your critties, just like Bearded Fortress did. So anybody who is in the chat who would like to be entered into the giveaway, type !redeem so that I get the notification that you want to be in there. So type !redeem. It's going to notify me, and I'm just going to write down all your names and make sure that I get you all, whoever wants a free entry, because thank you, Bearded Fortress. Obviously you get one automatically. And don't worry about this thing yelling at you. It doesn't know what it's talking about. So we got Das, we got Morel, we've got Estrada. Hey Estrada, it's been a while. I hope you've been okay out there. Goldilocks. And that's it so far. You have another few seconds to get that in. So, giveaway this month is this amazing, beautiful set of dice from Almost Critical. They are a dice maker out in Washington. I know you can't really see it, but you're going to see a better picture that shows up on the thing, but I'm just showing you that I physically have them right now. And it comes...
Are those the spring fog ones?
Yes, the spring fog, and it comes in this beautiful tin. I see you, DGAF. It comes in this beautiful tin that has the NAT30s logo and Almost Critical logo on it. So... beautiful set of dice. You should go check out their website so you can see the different kinds of dice that they have normally. I also was able to get the Gilded Wyvern set, so if you go over to their shop and check it out, it might still be there and showing as sold out. I might be wrong. But definitely go see Faust. I didn't see you enter into the giveaway. Did you want to? Maybe I missed you, but everybody got a free entry. So, yes, the tin is awesome. It's cool. So, we will be doing as we normally do for our monthly giveaway. That one is drawn at the beginning or the end of the month. So get Harry Dad, I did not get you.
Jet Bones, you can enter right now for free. Somebody put it in so that everyone in chat that wants it can right now.
Yes, Jet Bones, did I miss you? Harry Dad, I got you, and I'm gonna put C Faust just because I know you're there. Everybody who's here, I'm gonna add you in. Okay, so Jet Bones, I'm gonna get you right now. Don't worry.
No one escapes the gaze of Izzy.
The
And
DM
Farmer
sees
Mai got
all.
you. Okay, so, and then of course I'm gonna open it right now. We have a returning sponsor, Bia D&D. You will definitely want to go over to their shop. They do beautiful D&D work. You should go to their Instagram, follow their Instagram. They've got homebrew. Yes. Oh, I'm actually wearing one too.
Sweet shirt. It's a left chest, but it's oversized, so it goes over towards the middle. It's like almost like a quarter print. It's pretty cool. It's super comfortable too.
And so tonight's giveaway, and I'll show you mine, it's called the Eye of Avi before it blurs my boobs for some reason, like it knows. So this one is another one of the designs. Basically, just type hashtag BEADND to enter into the giveaway. And let's see. Oh, to take advantage of the person redeeming. Jet Bones, I already got you. You're good. I seen you, so I added you automatically. But yes, normally you would type exclamation redeem in order to get just so I know you were there, but I already knew you were there. So yes, hashtag BeaDND to enter to win a BeaDND t-shirt. Definitely go to their shop, check it out, take a look at which one you would want, and then you just let me know, the size, the color, the design, and whether you want short or long sleeves. And they send it to you directly after you give me your address too. Let's see. And then the last thing, oh man, the last thing is I am taking part in a charity stream on Mondays over at Wesselhausen's. So I will be playing this coming Monday. We are doing all 17 adventures of the Candlekeep Mysteries. So our charity stream is called Jinkies Candlekeep Mysteries Campaign. And we are on week 4, I think. Week 4 or 5. Or adventure 4 or 5. And all proceeds are going to be sent to Glisten, glsen.org, which is an LGBTQIA+ nonprofit. And our goal is $5,000. We also, in order to try to boost the donations that are coming in, we have a goal of reaching $1,100 on Monday. And Almost Critical, again, has been lovely enough to allow me to use one of the D20 capture keychains as an incentive to get us to that point. So if we hit that, then we will be giving away one of the keychains. And the streams...
You need to make up ground because there was, technical difficulties last Monday,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So
is that Monday?
So we're going to do an extra long one this coming Monday. But each stream is sponsored by D&D Beyond, so they also have a chance to win the digital copy of Candlekeep Mysteries for every single stream. So you should come, hang out, check out our characters, and if you're a DM, see what the Candlekeep Mysteries kind of look like. I'm a player, so I'm getting that side of things, but I'm also taking notes for, maybe potentially using some of the adventures in the future, because I do have it already. So yeah, please come by and show support for Glisten and enjoy the show. That's Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern all the way through July, due to the sheer number of adventures that there are. Anything else? Oh, we are also Hero Forge affiliates. This is something that I do have that automatically shows up. But you will see that we use Hero Forge for our character images, as you can see Micaiah right now. and for our tokens and stuff like that. And also when we do promo stuff, we usually use Hero Forge images. If you click on that link that I just threw into the chat right now, because we are affiliates, we get credit for you using our link to go and shop or use it to create your tokens. All of that supports our stream. So please feel free to click the link and show support. Anything else that I'm forgetting? Is it something?
I'm gonna just preview June's giveaway real quick. Show the peoples, because I'm excited about it, because it's the first giveaway that I've handled on my lonesome. So this is June. We decided like right before we got on here, this is going to be June's giveaway. We're gonna give them a full month instead of just shoehorning them in. So this is a, let me take this off so it literally will get blurred into the background. Why can I not click you? Hold on, choose background effect.
Sorry, it kind of looks like mage hand right now, the way like your bicep like.
I mean, it literally it blended in perfectly with your background. It really.
So, this is a really awesome, really good quality dice bag from 8-Bit Blythe on hope I'm saying that right, on Etsy. It's so like you can see, it's this one in particular has like little Dungeon and Dragons of like its pattern of weapons, dice, shields, and boom, they're reversible. So when you flip it inside out, you want to use this side. It's a little dragon
Hold it up.
coming out of a dice bag.
Hold it up higher.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Yeah, little dragon coming out of a dice bag thing. It's really really good. I really like it. You know,
Nice. Got a nice little
Like,
drawstring.
it's
So
a really good drawstring. Like I have another
whip
dice
it
bag.
around and just really.
If
really
I have
get
another
something
dice
to the
bag,
business.
but like drawstrings, it's like I don't know. It's like paracord. It's just not. It's not as good as.
I was gonna say it looks like paracord, and
Yeah.
I mean, so to me that's a survival bag now because it has paracord. Paracord means survival.
Yes. So this is going to be June's giveaway from 8-Bit Blythe, who is someone that I met on the Discord for Could Have Been Heroes, who is one of our patrons, and you know, stream. Well, they don't stream, they podcast, but companions, compatriots, kindred spirits of ours. So you have that to look forward to, and we will have this up and her own card and everything when this giveaway is ready to be given away.
Nice. Yeah, that pattern was cool too. Really cool.
Hey, Cheese Cat says happy birthday, Cuba. Oh yes, that is probably something that we should mention.
It
Still,
doesn't matter.
still in his dirty 30s. It is Cuba's birthday today. Maybe D&D is his birthday present. There was cake, but he did not eat any of it. And and my mom got us some Portuguese food. So there was the happy birthday. Hopefully we'll. Oh shit! This
Gigantic tub of paella.
Yes.
I'm glad that you guys got good Portuguese food because a place opened right down the street from my work, and we always share good food in the food like pictures thing on our Discord.
Right.
I almost shared this because it was so horrendous. I almost shared it. Yeah, Lee's over there laughing because I sent it to her, and I literally took a picture of it and I sent it. I was like, if we had a dog, I would not feed this to the dog.
Wow.
It was that bad. Like, I'll send it to you guys because it was horrendous.
Yeah. Well, we're in a Acushnet. I mean, essentially New Bedford. It's like literally a 3.5-minute walk down the street. I mean, and so it's just Portuguese food is in abundance, and good Portuguese food is in abundance. So we're lucky.
Well, this was
Portuguese, but it's very good nonetheless.
What's not Portuguese?
Paella.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
this
Graham.
This
Oh, you're already doing that
while-
bum though. Okay. Okay.
While a lot of it is
Is
basically.
she gonna do
this was
a that
technically
bum on me
Brazilian.
because I don't have a bum? She tells me all the time. She's like, "You don't have an ass."
I don't tell you all
don't
the
even have-
time.
You don't even have cheeks. I know. I've known you long enough. You don't even have cheeks. You just have one unit cheek that goes across. You don't have a.
There's a slice in the middle.
No. I don't even know how you sit in chairs without sliding out. Just whoop.
I feel like this might be the cue to run our intro. So,
And with that,
and with
there's a
that,
slice down the middle into intro.
our intro.
Oh,
And
Grim.
then Grim's fucking with you.
Grab the bitch. Okay.
I was gonna say, Grim.
I see through the veil of your lies.
Now I'll never believe it.
Right, everybody be like, it's feuded, it's feuded. And you'd be like, I don't believe shit that's coming out of your face.
Okay, so, all right. So we rejoin the bums of Greenest as you approach the outskirts of the Serpent Hills about midday on your third day of travel, the 22nd of Hammer, Deep Winter. The rocky hills and difficult ravines roll along a great expanse, broadening to the west until they fade into the high moor, a large, monster-infested moor that's bordered on the east by the Serpent Hills and on the west by the Misty Forest. Great mesas and red clay earth moats dot the sky. The Serpent Hills ripple in spectacular color, alternating between dark black coal and green coppery tints, not unlike a snake's scaled hide. The ravines between the clawing hills contain dying scrub brush and dry riverbeds that only a few years ago trickled with water. The land has turned cooler since. You've noticed a considerable shift in the weather as the miles between you and the hills ticked away. While it's a cold winter along the rest of the Sword Coast, here it's warming. The trail following Varum the White and his cohorts is easy to follow. It is clear that they were in a rush and fears of being followed themselves were the last things on their mind. And the sun is high in the sky when you find yourselves entering the Badlands proper. So as you are coming along, we have Micaiah riding Boris, who actually I'm going to roll for right now and see what Boris's personality is like today. Shall we? Okay. So as Micaiah had summoned Boris into being, he appeared in this poof of actually a turquoise color that is very apt considering you are entering these beautiful mesas and like canyon-esque terrain. So this beautiful turquoise colored donkey with big buck teeth and a carrot, a single carrot strapped to his forehead with a bit of hempen rope, poof, in this puff of glittery smoke. And he just kind of like comically like looks at everyone and is like, well, hello everyone. It's great to see you. And he just
How
kind
you
of gets a
doing,
little
Boris?
smile. Like, hey, Micaiah. She's like, hey, Boris, you feeling good today? And he's like, yeah, I'm feeling great. It's a beautiful day. Look at that sky. And you look out into the sky, and it's kind of like a very light blue with those like wispy clouds that are just slowly going along. And so she gets on top of him, and he's just very serene today. Just very, very happy and joyful, but in a very calm way. Doesn't talk much
better than
today.
Agitated Boris.
Yes.
What you want? Fuck you.
That was so weird. I just don't get what's going on here. Try to explain. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I just don't understand.
So she's on top of him. Erdnot riding along on top of the giant, or it's not a giant, it's a large boar named Gildan. And then we have Zan, who is riding on top of the newly acquired. You've gotten to know her over the course of the few days that you've been traveling, but Trace, the riding horse, and Arik, who is riding on shit. I forgot the name. Hera.
Riding on shit.
Riding on shit. I forgot its name.
Hera, the goddess of birth and marriage, I believe.
These all my chins, everybody. Welcome to all my chins.
That horse is bullshit.
Okay, so as you all are riding along, as I said, it starts to get warmer, and you find yourselves like pulling the winter garb off. It's very strange because, again, at least from what you are accustomed to, you know, the weather shifts are pretty gradual and more natural, where this is just you're going into like desert territory, and it is warm, but you haven't left an entire, you know, region.
Is this a valley, like below sea level type of like Death Valley? Is that why it's deserty and arid?
It
Or
is
this a magic weather phenomenon?
Make a history check.
Story.
First roll of the night.
Let's see how we do. 11, because there's a -1 on that.
Yeah, so with that, with an 11, you would know that it once was filled with water, and you know that the moor is right next to it as well. But it once was filled with water as recently as about 100 years ago, give or take. And then something happened, and it dried up. But you're not sure exactly what it was. Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just getting some more information. Nope, it doesn't have it there. You know that the winding the winding river flows away like past it and everything. But you're not super sure of what happened to cause it to suddenly start to dry up. And you do see all along like riverbeds that clearly within the past fairly recent time, like only a few years, they were full of water.
All right.
Chin number 4. Ash. Is she down there? I like it. Okay, so yeah, so you guys are continuing along. It is getting warmer. You start to see, as you're going along, you can see ruins off in the distance out in between mesas as you're going through. It's easy enough to follow along Varam's trail. How about Zan? Zan, give me a survival check as you are keeping an eye out for the trail.
Cool question, DM. When you said ruins, do you mean like old ruins, or do you mean like recent burned, like pillaged ruins?
Old, like already broken down stone. Like maybe there were shrines or places where people lived a long time ago that are all, yeah,
But nothing
old
recent.
ruins.
It's a 16 for Zan.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily see and are able to, you along with the help of Micaiah, follow the trail of Varam and the considerable number of individuals that he left with. You can tell that the number that Bolo gave you in the Boriskir Bridge area of over a dozen, or I think it was 24 people, is fairly accurate. But as you are going along, you can tell that there are like less and less people. Not like, oh, it went from 24 to 12, but just there start to be less people, and then you are seeing unmarked graves as you go along. It's
like one or two every so many miles.
Yeah, and it can be difficult to tell exactly what occurred, but there are some unmarked graves. Could belong to Varam's group, or it could be literally anybody. Some of them that you see look like they could have been there for a long time. Others are more recent. But you get the impression as you go along that while Varam may have started with 20-something people, they encountered hardships along the way, especially given that they were going really quickly and maybe weren't looking out for things, or maybe they just got unlucky. But the trail is making you believe that wherever the destination finally ends up, that there are not going to be quite as many. So
Seems.
go ahead.
Oh.
Nope, go ahead.
I was just gonna relay that. Seems as though they've lost some men along the way. Can't tell how many, but it's not as many tracks from when we first started.
Well, let's hope they lose a few more along the way.
Hey, almost critical.
So, friends, what's the plan? Is this once we get closer, we try to recon, try to get a better picture of what we're dealing with?
Aye,
Or
we
not
must
or-
assess their numbers, see if we can get high ground and plot an ambush.
And if they see us before we see them?
Do what we always do. Pull it off somehow.
We should also be ready if we have a way that we can just take Varam with us when we go. We may not have to stay and fight every one of them. If we can buy enough time, the few of us, they won't be able to keep up with us for long.
Right, they are all on foot, as far as we know.
Exactly. If we're going to need some way of keeping him with our prisoner, does anyone have any extra rope or chains? We're
Ark'll
going
just
to need.
He'll hold up his whatever, he's got his 200 feet of rope or whatever, and he'll just shake that hey, without saying anything, and he'll throw Micaiah a wink as he does it.
Can strap him skilled in.
Micaiah will be like, I'll untangle him. You tie him up, boyfriend.
Will do. God damn it, Grim. You know, you die once or twice, and they never let you live it down again. You know?
I don't know if it's so much the dying as it is the multiple attempts on your life.
all of the above, you know? The damage, the dying, the attempts. So.
So as you were continuing along, how about Zan? Roll a perception check for me. You guys are kind of walking along. You're not walking along a road per se, but
I'm going to use my inspiration, one of them. I believe I have a few.
Yep.
Oh, that doesn't really help. That's a 10.
10? Okay.
10 total.
Sure. All right. So you all are walking along, and the sun is starting to go down at this point. It's been a quiet day. You can see out in the distance, you know, some birds of prey that are flying around. But it's mostly quiet. When looking around, you only see like little animals skittering around that you would expect to see, snakes and whatnot. Zan, as you're walking, you suddenly feel a crunch underneath your foot. And when you like
His
lift,
foot or the horse? The horse or him?
sorry, yeah, the horse. Like you hear an extra sound that catches your attention. And as you pass by and look down, you notice something that appears to be like this amber color that your horse has just stepped on and continued on.
Can Zan stop and take a closer look?
Yeah, of course. So you stop. In order to really see what it is, like you're looking down, you'd have to get off the horse to really check it out.
Zan will get off his horse and look.
Do we have a particular order, just in case anything's gonna happen with this piece of amber? Because you never know. Do we have like a particular... Zan's obviously in front, or are we going like abreast, like all as one?
That's up to you guys.
Does it
What
matter?
do you think?
I don't know if it matters or not.
I don't think we were in any particular order, really. Just trotting
Not to
along.
interrupt what was gonna happen. I just
No.
just in case like she started throwing out like whoever's in the back gets attacked or something like that. Just so we know who's who. Aric will take
Zan's in the front.
Okay.
Aric will take up the...
All right. So Zan, you hop off of your horse and jump down to take a look, and you can see now unfortunately crushed this flower that appears to be like smushed down into the ground. This amber color looks like a lily with little flecks of gold on the petals, and as well as the anther and the stamen. And as you get down closer, are you going to pick it up? Or
Does it look like does it look out of place for where we are?
yes, it looks completely out of place. Yeah.
Is it growing, or is it just like on the road itself?
Because it got crushed, it's hard to tell just by kind of looking at it.
Zan will pick it up for a closer look.
Okay. So you pull this flower that's got its petals just kind of sadly hanging a little bit now. It still looks beautiful, but as you pull it out, you can see that it's got this long stem that almost looks like it was growing out of the ground, but when you get it all the way out, there's no roots. and you bring it closer, and you can smell this very familiar scent of like fresh water and summer nights that just like hits your nose, and immediately you are brought back to the Feywild and your stay there. And like you pick up this kind of sad looking lily a little bit, but those little flecks of gold and the sunlight that's coming, like it's just, it fills you with this like nostalgia, and also kind of a little bit of like, okay, was this intentional, or is it a
I
sign for
legit thought you
me?
meant like he just went and was back in the Feywilds.
No,
again.
no, the smell
I'm like,
reminds
You
him.
pick up one thing and you travel to the Feywild. Now, every time you pick up something, they think you're going to the Feywild.
Yeah.
They say Arik and Zan are so much alike in this. Like, they just get shit just for different reasons. Zan picks something up, he gets transported to a different friggin' dimension. Arik dies. Of no cause, just dies. Like, fucking A.
Zan will hold it in his hand for a moment, stare at it, and then he'll put it inside his pouch.
What'd you find there, lad?
Just a small flower. Seems out of place. It reminded me of the Feywild, believe it or not.
From the back, you just hear Arik just pipe, like, just yelling over, like, Micaiah's shoulder, just like, you get flowers, I get ghost children. What the hell? And just he'll just, like, go back into line.
Micaiah will.
That's a good question.
Micaiah, she says, "You want me to take a look at it? I've got an eye for nature."
Yes, Micaiah. Could you tell me what kind of flower it is?
So she saunters up with Boris, who's like, "What a beautiful flower! That's just fills my heart with calm emotion. It's just perfect in the scenery." And it kind of goes off on a little bit of a tangent, and Micaiah's like, she takes the flower as Boris is just talking and talking.
Boris fucking smoke the flower. He's just calm.
I got some papers.
So Micaiah looks at it. She kind of looks it over, and she's like, "No, I've never seen anything like it before. Must be special." And she hands it back over to you, Zan. What does this button do? Interesting.
Can Zan just take a look around, see if anything else nearby looks out of place or anything?
Sure. I don't need you to roll for that. Just looking around, you don't see any additional flowers that match. It just seems to be the single one. And nothing in the immediate vicinity looks out of place. It all just kind of looks normal.
Zan will get back on his horse.
All right. So you all continue along, and the rest of the day goes by as the sun begins to, set. Looks like it's, about probably based off of your knowledge anyway of where you are in the Sword Coast. It's probably about 5 o'clock when it's getting to be time to look for a place to settle in. Again, whoever wants to, you can make a survival check just to see what the quality is of the place that you find.
Arik's just gonna look at Zan.
I think I can do it.
Zan has a +6 for
Okay, I have
survival.
a +3.
That's 23.
He's getting all his good rolls now.
So you find a really great spot as you're continuing along that's off of the trail that Varum left, but at least within where you know you'll be able to pick it back up when you guys get started in the morning. But it also has some like rock cover, so that you're not out in the open, especially as you're seeing like these birds of prey out in the distance, and of course being from the Forgotten Realms in Faerun, you know that sometimes when you look out and you see a large bird or a small bird, you really have no idea how big it is until you actually
They don't have it.
approach it.
They don't have
So it's
antlers.
eating your
They don't have
face.
antlers, right?
They don't have what?
They don't have antlers, do they?
Well, they're a little bit too far away to see at the moment, so you feel confident in your choice to bed like under the shade of these rocks or protection of these rocks that you've found.
It's like Grum definitely won't let me live that down. If I
Right.
get killed by a fucking flying murder deer this time.
So, yeah, so you guys find a good spot, set up your camp for the night, start your little campfire, just enough for cooking, and anything that you want to do before this evening?
Well, we're all setting up. Arik will make sure that he wanders over towards. God damn it! I keep typoing everything. He'll walk over to Zan and just we'll say. So you said it reminds you of the Feywilds, the flower.
Yeah, it's strange. The plants there, the landscape, it's similar, but everything is slightly different. And Zan will pull out the flower. It just didn't seem like it belonged there. It reminded me of my time there.
I've certainly never seen anything like that before. Not in Jacinta, not in my travels all the way to the Sword Coast. May I? And he'll put his hands out, like to take it.
Zan will hand it over.
When Arik smells it, does he smell the same thing that Zan did?
So
Smells murder deer.
you do smell like it smells fresh to you, but there's no like sensory connection that is made for you. It just smells like a nice, clean, fresh flower. I mean, given where you are, it does strike you as being like, okay, this thing was like growing. It's like a bug on the wall. Growing up out of the middle of the sand. So like this fresh smell of water or just like growth and healthiness.
This would be our equivalent of like a beautiful rose growing up in the middle of like a street.
Yeah,
correct?
right.
Like right out of the middle of the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did we camp for the night near where we found this?
No, this was hours later.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, do we want to like look for more now?
No,
I'll say that in a voice. He saunters over, chewing on a ration. You
I
want
thought
to
you
look
were gonna
for
say
more of
rat.
them?
I don't know why, but I thought you were gonna say chewing on a rat. I swear to God.
Not a goblin.
I don't know why.
I looked around. There weren't any other. There's not many flowers. That's why it stood out to me.
Could have some magical properties.
I think I'll hang on to it for a little while. Maybe someone we run into might recognize it. And he'll gesture towards Arik for the flower.
He'll hand it back, and as he does, he'll just say kind of under his breath, because I don't know what Zan's revealed to anybody else, but he'll hand it back and he'll just say under his breath, maybe it's a message from your lady over there. And he'll just hand it back to him.
It is her sense of humor to send a message with no key.
Man, if Erdnot was a different character, you'd hear.
So, alright, he'll just slap Zan on the shoulder and give him like a knowing look, like, you know, like women, right? Just kind of one of those looks, and then he'll go do some camp duties.
Micaiah goes, "What about women? What was that?"
You're all beautiful creatures.
Damn right.
All beautiful.
So what, anything else you all are gonna be doing this evening, or?
Does Zan still want to learn the dwarf language? Because we haven't like practiced that in a while.
I was actually gonna message Izzy about that the other day. I'm like assuming just like in the downtime that we've had, I just haven't had a chance to write it down. But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
definitely Zan still wants to learn Dwarvish.
All right, then. Give Zan a little lesson by the fireside.
Arik will take first watch if we need a watch person to do that while you guys are doing that. If not, then he'll be reading those books that he got from Avedon that he can read now.
Oh yeah.
Those ones in Infernal, right?
Yes. So which book is Arik gonna be reading?
The one I remember, you did send some stuff to me in the Discord. The one I remember the most is the one about the different demons.
Yes.
No, different devils, demons.
Mhm.
There was a couple different types.
Yeah. So while you guys are all, or while Erdnot, you and Zan are doing your lessons, we'll say. Arik,
I'm picturing it's kind of like Stand and Deliver with Edward James Olmos. No.
How do I
I
read
don't think I've
this?
seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Dude,
it.
I just want to see.
Oh my!
Dude, can Erdnot just
The
be like,
South Park making fun
call
of
me
it.
the
Is
fake-
how do I reach these kids?
dude, it'd be perfect because Erdnot just walks in there and just goes, just like he does in the movie, just, Orale, they call me the finger man. I can use my fingers too. You've never seen that movie?
No.
It's awesome.
Oh, it's such a
It's based on a
classic.
true story. Andy Garcia,
Yeah.
Edward James Olmos, Lou Diamond Phillips. It's awesome.
Oh my god.
I'm here to teach you calculus. It's awesome. Awesome
Orale.
movie.
Dude.
So that's
Before
exactly what
Adama was
happens.
Adama, he was
Is
a teacher.
Erdnot changes his accent specifically and starts
Call me
speaking
the finger man.
Spanish, which also happens to be dwarven, and yet he has a Scottish accent. So Arik, you
That'd be a sight to see. Somebody speaking Spanish in an Irish accent. I can't even fucking compute that in my head.
well,
That's
I'm
weird.
sure they exist. So you find yourself first. You kind of pull out one of the books from your pack there, and the one that you've pulled out, which is written. It's mostly an infernal, but there is some common in there as well. Is a book called Devil Types by Trilug Ulof. And it goes into the various types of fiends and devils, all different types. But a couple of the ones that kind of stand out to you there's a chapter about an individual named Zariel. And Zariel was an angel who loved battle too much and fell from grace, and now she is a large fiend with magical weapons, innate spellcasting ability, and many more talents and natural gifts. Zariel rules the first layer of the 9 hells, where Tiamat is held, as an archdevil, and if there's one thing she loves, it's collecting the souls of warriors. You may make a deal with Zariel for great strength in combat. She's very clever, however, so any contracts should be scoured for hidden clauses. Another chapter that sticks out to you is on pit fiends. And you read that pit fiends come second in the devil hierarchy, just after the archdevils. You may try your luck to make a deal with a pit fiend, with the intention of using as a weapon. Their natural weaponry includes claws, wings, tails, a mace, and a poisonous, contagious bite. And they can burn anyone who gets too close to them and cast a fear aura. Another pro tip, since they are always joined by many lemures or lemures in battle, the space around them can count as difficult, and you will have to. It will damage hostile intruders. Sorry. When you read the word lemures, or I'm going to say lemures, you find yourself not really knowing exactly what that is, unless
I don't.
you do. Yeah.
I just imagine like little devilish lemurs, like a ring-tailed lemur, just like coming across the battlefield.
And you find yourself wishing, for many other, as one of the many reasons that Avedon was with you all, because maybe she'd be able to explain what a lemures is. And then another chapter that sticks out to you as you're reading is chain devils. So chain devils, or chitons, were sadistic devils that conducted agonizing torture on the souls of mortals. Their chains served as both clothing and weaponry, allowing them to brutally lash victims and combatants alike. Sadistic and cruel, chain devils gained great pleasure from inflicting pain. Their love of torture makes them easy to work with for any entity willing to let them indulge in their brutality. There are other chapters, but those are the ones that just kind of stick out to you.
Dog-eared or something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that provides Arik with some lovely fucking bedtime reading. But since it's odd, because since he doesn't have any magical ability, and he comes from Chisanta and Westermar in particular, like, magic is so foreign to him that all of this, like, while he understands it, he can, like, obviously understand the words. It's like he has no idea how anybody could actually, like, conjure up something like that. So he really, really wishes Avedon was there. Like, really bad. So she could explain to him.
And
it's
you
like
know
reading
that...
it's like trying to read a book on how to, like, take an engine out of a vehicle.
Right.
But somebody who doesn't even know how to change, like, or check the oil.
Right.
You know, like, it's so above his pay grade.
Yeah, there's a lot there, and you know there are the 9 hells. You know that there are 9 layers. You get the feeling that maybe if you have more time to read some of the other books, you might get more information. But
have you guys ever seen Good Burger?
Yep.
Because it's exactly what I imagine. Like, I know some of these words. Like, he recognizes Tiamat and Devil and all that, but he's trying to hang in there. Just reading slowly with his finger. With his strong 10 intelligence.
So, anything else you all want to do before?
9 intelligence.
No.
All right. So, the night wears on. Let's see. So, Arik, you have the first watch. Why don't you roll a d20 for me?
A d20. That's a 19.
Okay. So, as you are doing your watch and kind of looking out, you find yourself thinking a lot about that child or that ghost. You're not really quite sure exactly what it was. And and all of these questions start going through your mind, like where did they come from? When did they come from? You think that they were human, that's what you remember, but then the more you try to focus on the memory of what they looked like and even, you know, what race they were, or their face and the features of their face, it just becomes blurrier and blurrier. It's almost like thinking about it is making the memory of that encounter fuzzy. So you are looking out, just kind of paying attention to the thoughts in your mind, but also, you know, the fact that you are on high alert because of recent events in your life. So you do see, as the sun is setting, and you look out and you can see movement out probably a couple 100 feet away. You find yourself like squinting. Your owl glasses that allow you to see in the dark, they haven't really triggered because like it's not quite dark yet, and also they wouldn't see that far out anyway. But as the couple of minutes go where you're just kind of staring at it, you notice that it looks to be just like a herd of some kind of animal, too far out for you to see exactly what it is, but not coming towards you, just kind of almost lazily going off across your vision out in the distance.
Gildan would be up with each person,
Okay.
taking, because he doesn't need to sleep.
All right.
And everyone else is asleep by this time?
Everybody else would be sleeping. During your watches, yeah, everybody else is sleeping.
Okay. If they just look like they're off in the distance and they're not doing anything aggressive, how big do they look? Do I hear anything from that distance?
Roll a perception check. And as you're like listening, you're like listening intently, and then you hear this sound right next to your ear. Hey, Art. And it makes you jump. And you're like, oh shit. And there's Boris, and he's just kind of like, how's it going?
God damn it, Boris. Ooh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I startle you? You need to just calm down and relax.
He scared me. That was only a 7.
Yeah, so you find yourself like way too distracted with Boris, who's just like, he's dark, so he doesn't glow or anything. Like, he's not that overt where you couldn't like bring him somewhere and mostly be stealthy. He does leave some glitter behind that does, as it fades away, but there is a little bit of a trail that he leaves, and then it kind of goes away after a second or two. But he's not this like bright glowing turquoise donkey with a carrot on his head, but he is standing like right there, and you just find yourself paying more attention to him, and then by the time you look back, the herd of whatever it is has moved on a little bit further, so you can't really get a good look on how big they were or what they might be. But they're not coming towards you.
So non-aggressive, that's good at least. Yeah. So, alright, now well, he'll just stare off, and he'll look over at Boris and just kind of smile because he feels kind of sheepish that this big ass goofy donkey snuck up on him like that. And he'll reach over and he'll like hey, your horn, and he'll just like straighten it and like tight. It's tied on, right?
Yeah,
kind of like
tied on.
Hat almost. Yeah, so he'll just like tighten it for him. You know what I'm saying? Like just tie it a little bit tighter and straighten it up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boris is like,
like hey, you're
thanks, buddy.
horn. You know, kind of the same way that you would let somebody know if their fly was down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of like same attitude. Like, hey,
Falcone requires a description of Boris this time. They missed it at the beginning.
Boris. So Boris this time around is this really kind of beautiful, if you almost think of like American Indian turquoise, like that color of the jewelry that is often worn because they're approaching these mesas and kind of canyon-esque type area. And this was totally a roll of the dice. Very serene, but this turquoise color with the turquoise glitter and silver bits that are falling off the sides. and he's just very kind of calm. He's like, I hear you. And then you just hear like a little, and the area fills with the smell of vanilla cupcakes with a buttercream frosting. And he's like, you're welcome, buddy. And then he just kind of come. And he does also a little bit of the rounds with Gildan, sorta.
So I was just gonna be like, he's just wondering what crew he's like joined in with.
And because
his
of that
years
bum, though, you turn and watch him walk away, and as a donkey's ass do, walks. And as he's going, little glints of light from the sun that is setting on the horizon just causes his little round rump to kind of glitter, bits of silver, and the turquoise almost kind of makes a little like a golden sheen as the sand like reflects off of his very assy ass.
He's just gonna
and I'm just done with this one.
I was just be like, what an ass. What an ace.
All right. Anything else for Arik?
No, he's just shaking his head, wondering what kind of a crew he's fallen in with over all of his years of fighting and this and that. He's on his way to kill a undead dragon queen alongside his friends and a cupcake farting unicorn. Yep. It's just another day. He's ready for bed.
All right. So, given that roll on the first one, the rest of the night goes by very quietly for the rest of you who do your watch.
I rolled good.
Yeah.
I rolled good for the group.
Well,
for once.
Sorta.
Relatively speaking.
Wow.
So,
when it's a D20 roll, you can't take 19 as anything good. You never know. You just
it was just
never know.
just a random.
It was a random thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Erdnot. So at some point during the night, during your sleep, it's been really quiet for you recently in terms of your patron. Welcome in, Raiders! Hey, Geekly!
I don't know if it was just me, but there was like your audio kind of like cut out for me.
I think that's because there was a raid happening. Welcome in, Raiders!
Welcome!
Welcome! So...
Griffin fire.
So you...
Thanks for the read.
It's been kind of quiet in regards to your patron making an appearance lately. So when that bright light appears, or that whiteness all around you, your heart starts to beat really fast, like a little bit like, oh, finally, there's going to be an interaction here. And of course, as per all the other times that Thulthrum has appeared to you, you are floating in this white void, and suddenly, like this time, it's almost like off in the distance, you see a little speck of something in the whiteness. It's not quite like a dark speck. It's just a strange something out there, and then suddenly it like steps forward.
It's another guy having a vision. We're just both like...
Thulthrum, no. Gimrig, ah.
It's like the waiting room in Beetlejuice. You guys are waiting for your deities.
It's the loadouts. It's the loadout screen in the Matrix.
I need gods, lots of gods.
So Thulthrum just kind of like steps forward, and in that like impossible to describe way, goes from being a speck off in the distance to just filling your entire vision with like his face mostly. And when you look down, you can see, oh, where did my paper go? When you look down, you can see that his body like extends down, but it just disappears into the whiteness. Like he's just that large, and he's standing in front of you. He appears. I heard a baby cough. Sorry, everybody.
like
There's a
stealth
baby.
Is he awake?
Yep,
Uh-oh.
he's crying.
Do we want to take our break now?
Yeah, let's take our break. We'll come back to Erdnot's vision when we take our break. When we come back from our break. So we're going to go on a quick 10-minute break. We will be back. In the meantime, thank you, Raiders. Thank you for coming in. And you can enter into our giveaway by typing hashtag BEADND. All right, we're going to go on the break. Oh, babies.
Giveaway.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to talk quietly for a moment because I think he fell asleep, but we are going to do our giveaway right now. So we are, thank you, Graham. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, don't forget it, don't forget it, don't forget it, don't forget it. But I would have forgotten it. We are tonight doing a giveaway of a BIA D&D t-shirt of your choice, whoever wins. So you're going to want to go over to their website, which I'm going to link right now, so that you can check out the designs that they have. And if you win, you will get to choose the design that you would like. They're adding new ones all the time. So even if you win one tonight, they are returning sponsors. Every time we have a session, we've been able to give away one of their merch items. So again, even if you win one tonight and you know next week you were to happen to win another one, they've got so many different designs that you can choose from. So we are doing hashtag BeADND. Tonight we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we've got 9 people so far who have entered, so your chances are still pretty good. Oh, 10. 11. Okay. So, let's see. I'll give it another second. Hashtag BEADND. I see some new faces out there. Menard M, 1984. And Shark Boy 36. That name sounds familiar to me.
Jet Bones. No, it's for the BIA&D. They make really cool stuff. Like the shirt, for instance, that I'm wearing was actually a gift from one of our listeners. Was from Grem. So yeah, they make really, really cool stuff.
Behold,
yeah, Jet Bones,
my
just
bosom.
type in hashtag BIADND and you're automatically entered. It's a free giveaway.
Yep.
Yes, every stream pretty much we do these courtesy of BIADND. They are fabulous. They're out of New Zealand, creating a bunch of homebrew stuff. So definitely go check out their shop. And I'll give it another second.
It's not just clothes. It's not just clothes. They do clothes, everything out of stocks. They make homebrew stuff that you know what I mean. And all the designs can be put on like fucking everything. They got the piano mimic, which is awesome. You got a lot of cool art.
Yes.
So.
And I believe Cheese Cat was able to get a mug because we like switched things up a little bit and got the design that you have, Roy, on your shirt on a mug, and it looks fantastic. It's like it just looks perfect. It's awesome.
Well, it's my favorite. I said it last time, but it's my favorite. Some of our missions at Address are with a lot of t-shirts. It's like I love the style of drag because this, if you look close, it's not like your typical European, like modern dragon where it's like kind of thick and muscular looking. It's like more thin and like whip-like. It's like a classic. I don't know. It's like I said. What was the name from Sleeping Beauty? Was it Maleficent?
Maleficent.
Was it Maleficent?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that style, which as a kid was always my favorite type of dragon. They're just like still with the wings, but long and thick, snake-like. Just badass.
All right, I am going to close the giveaway. so that we can continue with our story now that Erdnot has lulled our 3-year-old back to sleep with his
I
singing
don't know how.
and gentle
how-
voice.
Don't say that facetiously. I wasn't singing, but I have the gentlest of voices.
Okay. All right, I'm closing it.
But I don't know how much time
I
we
can see
bought us.
you
like,
using
I don't know,
that
you
DJ
seem kind of
voice.
restless for some reason. What?
Using that DJ radio voice that you have
That
to like
DJ.
put the kid back to sleep.
Go to sleep, little child. You're fine. You're listening to the Fox on 107.
Exactly. Go to sleep, little child.
All right.
Coming up next.
I
Led
am going-
Zeppelin.
I'm gonna pick a winner, and it's gonna automatically show up in chat. So it's totally out of my hands at this point. Here we go. Picking a winner. Anybody want to guess who it's gonna be before I press the button?
Let's say it's gonna be the new guy.
Which one? There's a couple.
What's the
Oh no,
yeah,
Jet Bones, you did not enter. Did you want to enter? I can reopen it. Hey, thanks, cheese cat.
Cheese.
Okay, I'm gonna allow
See?
entries.
Sweetest of voices over here, okay? It should have been a bad. Should have been a bad.
So we.
Now's your chance, Jet Bones. Hashtag be a D&D.
So I should.
It's not
Wait, I don't wanna be
unfair.
fair.
Get
No,
in
do
there.
it.
Get your butt
You're
in
not
there.
unfair. Just do it.
Do it. We've done it before.
Yeah,
new
right.
guy.
We do it all the time.
Oh,
All right, there we
all right,
go.
Jet Bones.
All right, so now I'm gonna pick the winner, and it's gonna show up in chat. So here we go.
I have blessed everyone with my entry. You know what? I got a sneaking suspicion. This is
Rada.
actually no. That's Annie. That's Annie playing Elar. Because that was
Oh, you
like
got Annie.
way too.
No, I did the animation when I came back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Rigged.
Estrada. Estrada, you won. I don't know if Estrada's still out there, but I will message Estrada. It's been a little while since we saw them, so I'm glad to see that they're doing okay. You know who we haven't seen in a while is Baby Punching Tacos, and I should probably reach out to make sure that they're doing okay too. So, congratulations to Estrada for winning our giveaway today from Be a D&D. As I said, we have one every Tuesday and Saturday. So, if you didn't win tonight, which obviously most of you did not because we could only have one winner, try again on Tuesday.
Yeah. We're gonna keep doing them as long as D&D wants to keep doing them. So
Oh yeah.
They like us for some reason.
All right. So
Feeling my-
Alright.
Coming
my
back
strength
in.
levels.
coming back into the game here, we are rejoining at
Okay. I know. Sorry, my pregnant girlfriend tried to make me feel strong by handing me a nail polish thing. She was like, she's such a sweetie. I don't mean to hurt you, but sometimes just to make me feel, like a man. She'll be like, I can't open this peanut butter jar. Can you open it for me? I'm like, of course, pop. It's one shot. This fucking nail polish.
I know when they seal up.
Bought it all over it.
Holy. Holy shit.
Alright, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'm with a fucking slip a nut doing that. Jesus Christ.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh, okay. Once
I
those
did.
things seal up,
That was-
sometimes it's over. You just gotta throw them away.
That was fucking that was embarrassing. Whew.
I don't think anybody would have known what you were doing, actually.
Well, I had to tell them because the last thing I wanted like, doing this.
Loosen
then
it
be
with
like-
some nail polish remover. Tell Lee. I just throw them away. That's how. Well, I don't
Chat
paint
says
my nails.
no, chat demands. No, they humbly, respectfully suggest that you use nail polish remover.
To loosen
She's
it.
gonna throw it.
Yeah, I would
She's
do
gonna
the same. It's dead. Okay, so coming back in,
Polish
Erdnot,
remover.
we join you as you are floating in that white expanse of not quite space, but just the dream state, basically, as your patron, Thulthrum, who is a Maulhammer of Moradin, basically the god of the dwarves, appears out of thin air, out of the whiteness, and standing there in his gleaming white armor. You don't really ever get a really good look at his face because it's just like bright lights shining in your face. But he appears and is standing before you in your dream state, but doesn't say anything as he just kind of quietly observes you from what you would guess from behind the bright light of his eyes.
What a creeper. Well, he would kneel down as he always does, after a pause of awkward silence. How may I serve you?
So he takes another step forward, which almost makes you feel like his face is gonna like hit you in yours, but suddenly is just standing, still larger than you, of course, but standing in front of you, a more lifelike size than the huge image that you get when he first appears almost every time. And he says, "We are proud of you, Erdnot Brewbottle, and your agreement to take on this monumentous task of destroying Tiamat. It will not be an easy journey. As a gift, it has been decided to impart upon you some small knowledge."
I am honored and accept it.
And he turns his head to look off to the left or your right, and your eyes like follow his gaze, and as they do, the scene around you instantly changes, and you find yourself looking through your eyes but not able to control your own body, as you are standing once again in the Elder Council makeshift chambers that the tavern in Veer Plains on the night that Dario the Slaver was brought before the Veer Plains Council. The six standing at that table, ages ranging from about your age at the time, 130 or so, to over 300 years old, in that order of age. Dario standing or kneeling in front of them, badly beaten already, with two dwarves standing behind him. The room is filled with various dwarven clans, not just yours and the Veer Plains, the Loafbeards, but the other two, the Orrocks and the, what's the third one? Sorry, it begins with an R. No, the Hill something. The other one.
Yeah, them. I have to look at my notes. It's
So you find yourself standing there, and the words that are being said are kind of muffled. You've already been through this. You've already even thought back on it fairly recently. And Dario at that point is, you see Miss Demila standing up and judging him. You see your daughter yell out at one point. And you recognize Liznera, who you had just sent your message to, who's in the middle of that, you know, the peak of the mountain, speaking as well, and the other elders at the time. And then Dario is basically cast off, where the dwarves behind him pick up the slaver, this human who's been beaten enough. His dark hair is like matted a little bit over his face. He's all sweaty and cut up. And they start dragging him away. And as they are pulling him, you see his head kind of like roll back, like looking over his shoulder as he's being just dragged away by these dwarves. And it's as if it's almost like the beating that he already took made it hard for him to like keep his head up. But then you notice him looking directly at someone in that crowd of dwarves that is all standing there. And you see this flash of recognition in his eyes before he's pulled out of sight, never to be seen alive by you again. But he was staring at a single dwarf standing in the crowded room, a scruffy dwarf, male, young, dark beard and hair. And what was his name is what you're thinking as you're looking, your vision going a little bit blurry, and it seems to focus in on the face.
So I'm like seeing this through my past, so like my past memories. I'm not like floating.
No, you are
astral
inside
projection,
of
like...
you are inside of your body, looking through your eyes at the angle you were at in that room on that night. Roll a perception check.
Come on, give me a good one. Nope. That is the worst you can possibly get. Even with the gods helping me, I don't know this shit.
No.
Rerolls? You don't have a reroll? Oh.
No, you don't have a reroll. So
She's like, he has 2, but he does not have a reroll.
no. So your vision focuses on the face of this individual, and then a name comes into your head. Bromdrin. And then you're awake.
The bloody hell is Bromdrin.
And you look out and you see off in the distance, it's the daytime, the sun is starting to come over, and you notice you're the first one awake of the group, and you like kind of sit up and look out across the sands and the mesas, and you see something that you hadn't seen the night before, as it was a little bit too dark, but you see what appears to be probably 200 or so feet off in the distance. Some markers, like grave markers, out there. Maybe 5-ish off in the distance.
All right. And you said they're 200 feet out?
Yeah, about 200 feet out, yeah. Like, you
Alright.
could just barely
Like
make them out. They're far out, but the way that they're arranged. And then on the top of one of them, you can see what appears to be like a little stick with like a little something hanging off of it, like a flag. Kind of waves a little bit in the wind.
He'd throw his stuff on and gesture at Gildan, and they will both walk out and look.
Are we all asleep at this point still?
The day is starting, so I would say that Erdnot, as you're walking away, like, it's not going to be quiet when he puts his armor and shit on either. So as he's putting his stuff on, you hear him, and everybody wakes up. And
I'm being quiet.
You're very stealthy, Erdnot.
Boris is like, sounds like someone's gonna take a little morning stroll. It's a beautiful day for it. He looks off into the rising sun area. Not directly at the sun, but... So, is anybody following, or are you just kind of gonna watch her not go off? You can see where he's headed. Like, he's not going to disappear behind anything or whatever. But
Zan will go with Erdnot, keeping a lookout.
Arik's got his own armor and stuff to put on, so he'll stay at the camp and do that.
all right, Micaiah will stay with Arik, obviously. So, so Zan and Erdnot, as you go forward, you see, as you get closer, it becomes very clear that yes, these are kind of stone markers that are up in the sand, and on the dirt, and as you get closer, you can see that they are unmarked. They do have, one of them does have a little flag waving on it, the furthest one in the back. And why don't you make a survival check? It's DC 15 to see more details about it.
God damn.
Oh, was that for both of us? Or
Yeah, for both of you.
Just Erdnot?
Yeah. Nope, you can
Alright,
go
well,
first.
I was gonna say, like,
21 for Zan.
Erdnot, you
dice gods are not being kind.
you're kind of focused on that name, Bromdrin. Bromdrin. Where have I heard Bromdrin before? And you find yourself just a little bit too distracted. But Zan, as you get closer, you start to see that the graves have been there for probably a few weeks, based off of the not fresh earth that is around them. Although it doesn't look like they've been there, like, weathered. Like, the stones don't appear to have been hit with sand and smoothed over or anything. It looks like there were offerings around these graves, and someone maybe or something came and either stole whatever that was there, or just broke them. There are like these broken pottery and things around that are no longer filled with any kind of tangible offering.
That's what he notices, right? Some just.
He notices mostly, yeah, like, you can tell that these are graves. Zan just notices that they're not fresh, basically.
So I probably don't, but does Zan recognize the little flag that's planted on the one?
As you both step forward and look at the flag, no, there's nothing really to see. That's been there long enough that it looks a little bit worn, but also there's nothing on the flag. It's a, like, deep reddish brownish color, and there's only like a little strip of it really kind of hanging on this, just, it almost looks like a broken hilt of something that's been stuck into the stone, and then this little piece of fabric is just swaying, but there's no markings, there's no like insignia or anything on it. Both of you make a perception check.
Izzy, we've got somebody in the chat to ban or whatever. It's a bot. I tried to do it, but I'm not in the admin page thing.
See, this is bullshit. But like 1, 5, 4, like these dice. God.
19 for Zan.
All right. So Zan, you notice something.
He's stealing all of your good. It's that phase shit. He's stealing all of your luck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change the color of these dice because they suck.
Erdnot is just so focused on the vision that he just woke up from that you just can't, like, you can't really focus on anything else that's going on. So because you know you've heard the name before several times, actually.
See, now this is where we're taking notes would come in handy for me.
Yeah, note taking. So
at this point, could if Arik was done, how much time had passed at this point?
It's been a few minutes. I mean, you guys would have woken up while Erdnot is putting on his armor, so like if you know, I would say you're probably done within a minute or two of them walking.
There you go. Okay, so Arik would have probably at this point walked over and probably requested to Micaiah that she leave Boris to guard the camp.
Okay. Boris, of course, is like, "You got it, buddy."
He just seems so agreeable that, you know.
Never stopped. Never stopped.
He's having a good day. He'll just give Boris a little scratch underneath the chin, and then he'll just walk over to the others. I'm assuming Micaiah's coming too, right?
Yeah, she wouldn't. Yeah, she'll go along with you all. So Zan, you are able to find with that. You look around, you start to see little glints of something in the sand, and after kind of messing around a little bit, you find just a little handful of gold, about 5 gold, scattered around, which further solidifies your belief that there might have been offerings here, and something either came and took them, or maybe they were knocked over and the wind got to it, or whatever. But
Finding the gold, Zen will place the coins back on the graves.
And that's what we see, me and Micaiah, as we walk up.
Yep.
So we take in all that kind of info too. We can tell that it's like a warrior's grave of some kind.
You don't know exactly who is. There's no real indication of who is buried there. There's no weapons or anything. It's just kind of like pottery that appears to have been broken.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said there was like a hilt or something stuck in stone. I don't know why.
No, I did say that. There's a hilt on the last grave, a hilt stuck in the stone with like a flag that's kind of, or it's like a makeshift flag.
Oh, okay.
But it's hard. There's no sword to go along with it. It's like a thin, broken piece.
Okay. So,
Looking, grumbling, and saying, "Don't."
Arik will take a 1 gold coin out of his pocket, and he'll toss it down and cover it with a little bit of dirt.
Okay.
Take that out of my. And he'll just say a couple things to himself in his head, and then just probably and then step back, because he doesn't exactly know what's going on, but he thinks that it's in his head, he thinks obviously it would be some sort of warriors that died here and were buried. That's what he thinks in his head, so he's just kind of, it's an honor thing. So.
Erdnot's already walking back.
Okay.
Because he can't perceive anything here.
So, I mean, it gets quiet. There's nothing there other than, just these unmarked. I mean, they're marked graves, but unmarked in terms of names or any kind of insignia or anything along those lines. So, Micaiah looks at you all.
There's nothing on the.
There's nothing on the flag. It's just a color. So Micaiah is like, "So shall we continue?"
What color was? Sorry, Jesus, I'm so sorry.
No,
what color was the flag?
It was like a brownish, reddish, like a ruddy kind of dark color.
Okay.
It almost looks like just a piece of maybe a cloth or a cloak that had been like torn and just left there.
Yeah, Erdnot calls back to Micaiah. "It's nothing. Let's head out."
Alright.
Yeah, so Arik will make sure the other pieces of gold are covered back up too. Because I think you said they were uncovered, correct?
Well,
Zan put them back.
Oh, so you put them under the dirt.
When Zan found them, he put them back on the graves.
Okay. Well, Arik will make sure that they're covered up, so nobody can take them if they're an offering of sorts.
All right.
Just disrespected the desert gods. The coins are supposed to be out.
So you guys continue
If the
on.
coins are out, that means they're gonna get taken. You cover them up, because if the body's underground, the gold has to be underground.
You don't know
It's
their
common
desert
sense.
ways.
You don't know their desert ways, dwarf. Why?
Hey, Grim.
Because you're closer. Just because you're closer to the ground doesn't mean anything. Shut up.
I'm not speaking as Erdnot. I'm speaking as just a loudmouth asshole in the ether.
So you guys you pack up your stuff, continue on. You start to see there are like mountains off in the distance. It starts to get a lot more rocky as you're going along. There are these wide areas of packed dirt with like the cracks that looks like dried up riverbeds and whatnot. And as you are going, I am gonna have this is a 23rd of Hammer Deep Winter for those of you who might want to take notes. On this day, you
You note takers.
The 23rd of Ham. Oh god. When she says something about a date in particular, it should probably be written down.
so you continue on. You are seeing birds and animals continuing. It's still another nice day. It doesn't appear to be any like inclement weather that's coming. I am gonna have who's up at the front.
Zan.
It's probably Zan, yeah.
Okay, Zan, make a perception check, please.
Zan is going to use one of his inspirations.
That sounded like a fail too, like or whatever. Like the way it hit was just like.
You
Just
know,
like
both
flop.
times I've used my inspiration, I have rolled ones.
Oh,
Damn it. That's a 13 total.
okay. So you guys are going along, and you come through. You're like coming through this like large area where there's these boulders and large rocks. And Zan, you start to hear a sound that is not like others that you've heard in this. Like the wind is constantly going through, and you can kind of hear birds off in the distance, like those birds of prey and those scavenger birds. But then you start to hear like a crunching noise, like a crunching noise that is very much like something eating. Like it gets clearer as you go, and you kind of like put your hand up to everybody, like quietly stop. And you can hear that like around the corner of one of these rocks or boulders that you're coming around, there is something on the other side. It's a little bit difficult to know just from where you're at, like how close to the boulder, but you know that like continuing along on your current path, you're gonna like go past these big chunks of rock, and something is likely to be on the other side.
Zan is just going to like mime pointing towards the other side of the boulder, just so they know what he's thinking. Now, can Zan see like how high is the boulder, and like is it like anything blocking the other side of the boulder?
So the boulder is too high from where you're at to see on the other side of it.
How high is the boulder?
About? It's about, I would say, like 15 feet up.
Zan is going to use his quiver to tell Auric that he's going to get a better look, and Zan will cast
I have an angelic pig that we can sacrifice. That I am in mental contact with up to a mile.
Because Erdnot doesn't have a telepathic quiver, Zan doesn't think of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So Zan will cast Misty Step.
Okay.
To like teleport and like lay down so they try and see over the boulder.
All right, roll a stealth check. please.
Okay. Just poof. Might be too loud. Of
Say 24.
course.
Nice.
Because it's Sam.
Well, I mean, that's what he
That's what
does.
Zan does.
No, I'm just thinking if you rolled like a 1 on that one, then it's like whatever's there heard your poof, like your magical puff of air.
So, is that space where he landed? Is that a spot where we can see? Or when he disappears, is he out of our vision completely?
You see him until he lies down.
Okay.
Like you could see that he
Alright.
poofed up there, like you know where he went. Also,
Well,
doesn't
my thing
Misty
is, Arik
Step?
knows because he told me, but he didn't tell everybody else. So
Yeah, doesn't Misty Step you poof with a smoke or no?
It's like a
think-
mist. So
is
I
it-
believe
Like a
it's-
mist shows
I'm
up.
not. Is it where you were or where you go to?
I thought it was both. I thought you like enter
I think it
this
might
like
be.
mist, and then the mist kind of
I
shows
think
up where you're
I
going.
think it's kind of like Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Okay,
If I could spell Misty, I could look it up.
yeah. So
Musty
Well,
step D&D 5.
Arik is gonna whisper to everybody, and if we can't see where he went, Arik would relay quietly to everybody else. He would ride his horse up quietly and then tell Micaiah and Erdnot what Zan's plan was. But again, if that's in a place where we just see where he is,
you can see that there's like this mist that poofed up about 15 feet up, but then when he lies down, you can't see him anymore.
It
Alright,
just
well then,
says you're
was just gonna-
briefly surrounded by a silvery mist. You teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see.
Okay, I might
So
be
I think-
thinking
I
of
think
like
it's the-
Dimension Door.
Yeah, I think the mist is just where you were.
So
Arik is gonna ride up and just do this to the other two. Like, obviously we see where he went, but he's gonna pull his sword. He's gonna unsheath his sword.
okay.
Just ready for whatever.
So Zan just like poofs off of his horse and is up on the top. So Zan, looking down, you see probably about 30 or so feet away from the top of that boulder, or away from the bottom of the boulder, actually going out. 3 huge humanoid giants. Make an intelligence check.
I don't think that's good. Just a straight intelligence.
Yeah,
I think I have one more inspiration.
I think I have 2 more actually.
Man,
If I have 2, I might use both. Oh, I lost it. It's gone. If I have one more, I would like to use
Yes,
that.
you do.
this is not good.
Wait. Okay. I have you as having a
Uh,
reroll, just saying.
Didn't he use one?
No.
I
Oh.
never used I never used a reroll. I would like to take back those 2 inspirations and use a reroll.
Okay.
Oh god, that's even worse. Okay, I'm going to reuse those 2 inspirations. Oh no, that's even worse. It was.
Just stop! It's already dead.
God, that's an 8 total.
Okay.
It's like
So-
a fucking reroll and 2 inspirations.
Oh, I
my
went from a
God.
7 to a 2. Oh, that's
Oh.
bad.
So you see what are clearly giants. They are unlike, so I'll put it this way, unlike the giant that you dealt with in Skyreach Castle, unlike the Goliaths that you are very familiar with and other giants that you've seen, these they have a very like strange body shape, and all of the giants have unique shapes. Like the stone giants tend to be like slender and like more lithe looking with like long oval heads. And the cloud giant or the storm giant that you dealt with, Blagofkis, and his kin, they are, you know, bluish in color and with like white hair, more like a human in their build. This giant or these giants have like hunched over frames, smallish heads compared to the rest of their body, but just by a little bit. And then like that strange kind of like long arms, and then a body that has that like big old beer gut type thing going on, but you know there's a lot of muscle underneath. You know that body that I'm talking about, where like it's like a solid stomach.
Everybody's got an uncle that looks exactly
Right.
like what you're describing right
Yes.
now. We all know that guy at the cookout.
But their arms are like jacked and they are huge. They are not wearing a lot of clothing. It is hotter as you guys have gone. Obviously, it gets warmer and warmer, and so you can tell now where you're at. Like it's fairly hot. If when the sun rises to the middle of the day, you get a feeling that based off of where you're at, like you could be sweating at that point. So their skin is like this golden brownish color. The big gut, almost like also when someone hasn't eaten enough and it's like swelled up, but their arms are muscly, their legs are the same, except a little bit short, for their body size, and they have these giant clubs next to them, and you can see them all hunched over the body of some large creature that you can't really make out with all of them there. You can't really tell like genders or anything from the angle that you're at. They're all, like I said, they don't have much clothing on. They've got like a loincloth that barely covers them. One of them looks to have like a necklace of sort of like big, large bones, maybe like hip or pelvic bones from some large creature just hanging on its neck where the other two don't. But that's all you can really make out from here, and they're just like crunching away. You see like a long spindly leg come out from the side as one is crunching away on something that's dead out there that they're eating. They are not that far away, about 30 feet.
So from my perspective, is there like any other path to get by them, either around the other way around the boulder, or is it the only path between the two boulders?
It appears, at least if you wanted to keep pace and stay on the trail of where Verum went, that the only way to go is forward. You could always try to double back and figure out another way, but you'd be taking a chance in that you've never been here before. You're following that trail, so you at least at this moment, kind of looking around, your choices are to keep moving forward, to wait and see where they go, or to try to find another way around.
Zan will use his quiver and he will tell Arik there's 3 giants. I'm not sure if we've encountered them before, but something's off about them. But it appears, unless we want to double back, this is the only way.
And he'll tell everybody else as quietly as he can. 3 giants. No, it doesn't seem to be a way through.
Giants.
You say that loud?
Camera out now.
No, did you say it that loud? No.
He said it this loud. He said giants.
Yeah.
With his teeth clenched.
I was gonna say because Arik is very obviously trying to be like. He walked up at first. Remember, he came up and he was like, "Zan's gonna go that way," and then he's like, 3 giants over the boulder. 3 giants over the boulder, no way through. What do you guys want to do?
Kill them.
Makai, good luck with that. Good luck. and he'll look back at Zan because he can't talk to Zan. You know what I mean? Like
Zan can't
Arik is
technically
gonna
see
put
you at the moment, unless you're
he can't-
hanging
oh,
over
he
the
can't.
edge.
Oh, okay. Any ideas?
You mean
Micaiah.
besides killing them?
Yes. Micaiah, could you pass cast without a trace and try to get us by them? How much? Because Arik can't see how much room is there. You described it as. Can you describe it one more time, like the path, like how it's?
Yeah, so you're in a place right now where the boulders, the mesas, the areas that kind of are like coming in. You're just like in just an area that it gets tight on the sides, and you could try to go back and see if there's another way around, but you're just in one of those kind of tough spots where it's not open plains. You know, everywhere you can see, you're kind of passing through where there are large boulders, mesas, stuff like that.
So the way it's set up, that we're going into almost like a canyon, kind of, in a sense.
Yeah, like
And-
you could
and-
even be in a riverbed right now that you might not know.
And they're just behind a random rock that's on one side, or are they in a way that we can't get by without them seeing us? Like I'm trying
Sounds
to
like if
envision
we
how
walk by, they'll see us.
Yeah, like if you walk out from where you're at, they're on the other side. Like it's basically like if you hadn't heard them, you would have just continued walking, and then you'd be like, oh, fuck. Because they'd be like right there.
Okay.
Here's what we'll do. Since you don't want to kill the filth, I will have Gildan charge at them, and then lead them off down the canyon. They'll either catch him and kill him, in which case I'll summon him back, or if they give up chase and head back this way, he'll let me know.
Okay. I would have Gildan lead them in a direction that we don't have to go.
Of course, I'm not gonna
because-
lead them toward us.
Well, you said down the canyon, aren't we trying? The canyon. I'm so sorry. The canyon is where we're trying to go through, correct? Like that's the path that we're following.
Yeah,
like
you
the
don't
cracks?
know-
One way.
You don't know what's like you three don't know what's on the other side of this boulder, so you don't know like where
But the
that
tracks
would go.
go. But the tracks that we're following lead around that way.
So basically, if you keep walking forward, you would just keep going. The giants, like as you emerged from out behind this boulder, you would have come out into their view. You wouldn't be headed directly at them. You
Okay.
would keep going, and they'd be like, "Oh, hello."
Okay. All right. Sorry. Like I said, I'm trying to theater of the mind that,
Mhm.
and for some reason, I have like the trail going around where they would see us, not just straight. Yeah. So I would just have
Erdnot
them.
gets off of Gildan.
Okay.
and has already telepathically conveyed to him the plans, and he just gives him a pat on his. What's that?
I don't know. I didn't roll
Gives
anything.
him
I
a-
don't know what that was.
Gives him a pat on his giant snout, and sends him off.
All right.
So the rocks here. They're here on the other side of it. This thing keeps going this way, so I want him to come, like, coming real quick, and maybe like just ram the closest one in the ass, and then just beeline it, away, and then just if there's like a path that leads off
Mhm.
of this canyon, or just away from us,
Okay.
so that we can cross.
How fast can he move?
Let me look it up.
You said at the same time, should we have Micaiah try to cast pass without a trace at the same time? Just so these things don't like, fuck it, we don't want to go after that fast moving thing. Where'd
Yeah.
that
Well,
come
that's-
from?
Well, Casper out of the trace, that doesn't make us invisible, right?
No, it
makes
just
it
it
low,
adds
but
10
it's
to your stealth roll.
Right. So if it's a one-way thing, and they turn around and we're right there, they're right there. It's a waste of a spell slot.
I mean, she can cast it. It'll add +10 to your stealth, so that's up to you.
So his speed is 40.
Okay. So, if he charges,
Oh, the charge is
40. Okay, let's see.
The charge as an attack is before moves at least 20
No,
feet
I meant
straight toward the.
dash. Sorry. So I was
Oh.
just measuring out how far he could get. All right. So that's what you're doing. You're gonna send him out, and Micaiah will cast Pass Without a Trace on you all.
I guess.
All right. Is not gonna jump on anybody else's steed or to keep up, or is he gonna run behind everybody?
He's a heavy dude. Does anybody else's steed hold him?
The only other horse that's open right now would be Zan's.
Oh yeah.
No, he ain't using it. He'll climb on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then,
Zan.
You
Zan will pull him
feel
like Legolas.
you
just,
feel
run
Trace.
and jump up on.
The horse is just like as you get on top of the saddle that's on her. All right.
Arik's gonna get ready to, when that happens, to ride up to the boulder. So hopefully, because the horse could support 2 people, right? Just not as faster as well.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
All right, so he's gonna, when this all goes down, he's gonna.
I'm sorry, my mic's been off this whole time. I've been asking what's the speed of our riding horses?
Let me see. I think it's 40.
Yeah, because if it's 40, Zan's just as fast on foot.
Let's double check. Riding horse 5e. Let's see. Their speed is 60 feet, actually. So.
Well, see, again, this isn't something Arik would know. So once all this sounds like it's going down, it sounds like the giants are going away.
Mhm.
Arik's gonna spur his horse towards the boulder. So hopefully, when Zan stands up, he'll know that he can monk jump or misty step, whatever he wants to do, down onto the horse.
All right. Sounds good. So Gildan kind of huffs a little bit and then takes off in the direction. Zan, because you are unaware of this plan, you suddenly see or hear, I would say, the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and you see suddenly Gildan appears at the bottom edge of your vision, headed in that direction towards these towards the giants. Sorry, the word was gone.
Zan's just
I leave. I know he's like, I leave for literally 30 seconds. 30 seconds in what's happening.
So Gildan comes up and you see him. What is the thing that he does? Charge, right? So he charges right into the one with the necklace around, with the pelvic bone, thick, big necklace around its neck, charges right into his ass.
It really is Puma.
Yeah. They call me
a
Mr. Pig.
Mr. Pig.
it's gonna eat me.
And so you see him charge, and the giant is able to turn just in time and then shifts its leg out of the way, and Gildan goes kind of sliding past. But just within that's kind of where we're at in terms of where he stopped in that 6-second round. The other 2 giants also just stop and look, and you can see bits of something hanging out of their mouths as Gildan then continues on past, heading out into this open. It kind of opens out into a larger canyon. You can't really tell where it's going. There's this large rock formation that sticks out, but probably a good 100 feet away. And Gildan continues on. You see at this point, and the rest of you can hear, two of the giants, the other two, the ones that are not wearing that necklace, they like get up and then they start like bounding after Gildan, and you can hear Zan, do you speak giant?
Yes.
So you hear the one that's wearing the necklace yells out, Dagzog! Brevius! No, Burfius! I don't know how to... Burfius! All these letters that are just jammed together. Get back here! And they still keep like bounding after. You can kind of hear this like as they're like running after Gildan, but the one with the necklace is like and like slams down a piece of whatever it is that they're eating, and it like gets up and is standing there looking after the other two, but not running.
I'm assuming Zan would have recognized that giant pig probably belongs to
Oh
Erdnot,
yeah,
so
you would have recognized. There's like a little bit of there's an etherealness around it. But also in the meantime, you all said that you were going to start running down, like you said when you heard the sounds of Gildan's hooves going, you were going to start taking off.
I think we heard the sound that they were chasing him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
Arik
did
was
hear.
Arik's gonna ride up to the rock so Zan can stand up and jump down. If that's what he thinks.
Zan is going to use his quiver to tell Erdnot one of them is still there.
Did Arik already trot forward, or?
Yeah,
I was
much
gonna
at the
say,
same
literally,
time.
as soon as that happened, like Arik just was. As soon as he heard what he thought was all the giants going,
Yeah.
he started to ride up to the other side of that boulder.
And at the
Then he
same
would've
time,
just-
Micaiah casts Pass Without a Trace on herself, which makes everybody within 30 feet of her, you have +10 on stealth. So you ride up to the boulder. I'm going to have everybody roll a stealth check, please.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We add, what, 10 to it?
Yep, but you're disadvantaged, so add 10 to your lowest roll.
Legit, that's the highest I have ever rolled. That was a nat 20
Nice.
Nice!
for
26.
a total of 40.
Damn.
All right, so Micaiah got a 22. We have a 40 for Zan.
That's 17 for me.
17.
Yeah.
With the +10?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 7.
Mhm.
7 + 10.
And Erdnot was what?
26.
Okay. So you, all right. So Erdnot
Oh,
and
but we are nice, and we will attend
Hey, Patsy,
to
thanks for the
your
host.
every need.
Erdnot, Micaiah on Boris, you guys start running, riding out in past there. Arik, you ride up to the boulder. Zan, you would be able to hear that is happening. So what is Zan doing?
So hearing it come up, Zan is, if we're gonna do this, I'm assuming Zan is gonna use his quiver to let Arik know he's coming if we're gonna make a break for it.
Arik's already made room on the horse. He's like scooched up. You know what I mean? He's ready for Zan.
All right. So Zan, what are you doing?
Zan is going to Misty Step onto the back of the horse.
Okay. So suddenly, just like this feeling of like cool air hits the back of your neck, Arik, as Zan is like, hello, right behind you. And appears on the
As you
back of the
tenderly
horse.
grip my waist.
A little squeeze. And yeah, you all start riding across it. There's a lot of noises happening right now. So like the giants are running and you can hear this one with like the clanking pelvic giant bone necklace is yelling the names of the two. To the rest of you, it just sounds like, but for Zan, you can understand every word that he's saying. He's yelling for them to come back. Very simple words. Not the same level of communication as you had with Blagovkis and the other two giants in the castle. So you just get the impression this is a different type of giant. Let's see. Erdnot, what kind of giant attacked your family?
I think it was hill giants.
Okay. So as you are you're all dashing out, Erdnot, you look to your right and you see hill giants. Standing, running. The one's back is facing you, the leader, like looking out, yelling towards the other two that are running, like laughing sort of stupidly after Gildan, who's dashing away, and immediately you recognize them to be hill giants. Not the exact same as obviously the ones that are down in Afkatla, but just the...
No, we killed all of those.
Right. Or an not an Afkatla. Afkatla is the city, but not the exact type, but just... You know what these are.
No, he just looks and bares his dwarf teeth very angrily. Like, so are we at this point coming around the boulder?
Oh yeah, you're past the boulder. You're probably like halfway through where you need to be. I was gonna have you...
Are we about to cross his vision, his line of sight?
No, so you wouldn't cross. Like basically, you're running over here. He is like right there, but facing away from you, like out, looking out that way. So it's almost like a T. Like he's facing this way. You're running like this.
I got you. I thought it was like a one-way path. For what we could see. So I was gonna say, which I guess I don't need to do right now, is I thought because we drew two off, what we were gonna pass through the line of sight of another one. So I was gonna do hold person on that guy as we went by, so that he couldn't give chase to us. But if he's not even looking at us, then I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so
bother.
he's not looking at you right now, but I'm gonna have everybody make another stealth check as you are running. Like I said, lots of noises happening all around.
It's a 26 for Zan.
Okay.
21.
Okay, that's a 19. A 19 for Ark.
Pass
I was really expecting
without a trace is still up, right?
It's huge.
23.
That's why I had that. Why I wanted her to cast it.
I got a 26 and I rolled a 6. I am from now on playing rogues because they get expertise. Zan has only one thing with expertise. I'm gonna play a rogue. Like that's just. I'm sorry. I rolled a 40. Like that is redonkulous. Sorry, Boris.
Yeah. Love me some rogues. So I'm gonna kind of show you. I made obviously a map just in case, but so I'll show you sort of what it looks like. Obviously, this is just a very, very basic thing.
Sorry for all the questions. It was just hard to like get it in my head for some damn reason.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I didn't mean to kill the flow earlier. It's just I don't know, fog brain.
So you guys are about like at this point, you know, you're past the halfway point of crossing, and it's loading. Sorry for you guys. Of crossing the division.
The gamer shares emojis. It's like stab.
Yeah. Grem with the gird knot. That was a slick
Like, I want to kill them so bad.
So, so this is about what you can see. If it
He's
is
just
loaded.
facing the other way.
Right, he's not looking at you right now.
Okay.
And the trail
Oh,
goes
what was
this
that?
way. The trail goes over to this direction.
No, you're going down this way. Like there to
Oh,
your
we're going
right.
down
So,
south.
yeah.
Got you. No problem.
So, so with all those rolls, yeah, so you guys are just bounding along. The ground is like shaking with the feeling of the other guys running and Gildan, who's now way far away. Like they can run, they look like they're running slowly, but they're, you know, obviously they're giant, so their gait is very large. And then of
Attack
course,
on Titan. They're like.
yeah, oh my god.
Dude, those
That
show gave me literal like nightmares. I don't scare easy or anything like that.
Yeah, it's
But
disturbing.
The creepy inhumanness of the weird running
Yeah.
as they just like it freaked me out.
Ugh.
Like I had bad dreams about like just giant things running all weird like that for like 3 days after I watched that show.
We need to get back to actually finishing that. It was just annoying on Hulu with commercials every 2 seconds.
Yeah. So,
I want to watch Finland too.
all right. So
Sorry.
I'm gonna have you all do one more stealth check as you're running across. It looks like he's just like he's not moving, and as yeah, not moving, not turning to face you at the moment.
Oh,
So
see, I'm rolling good now. 28.
I know. I'm hoping I don't. God, I'm hoping I don't fuck this up. Please.
So
Oh!
Why did
35,
you jinx
60.
yourself?
How?
Inspiration,
Damn it.
reroll. Do something.
Was that
Yeah,
no? Was that
reroll.
literally a nat 20 and a nat
it
1?
was a nat 20 and a nat 1 right there.
Can that cancel itself out to like a 0?
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. How does that work if you get a nat 20 and a nat 1?
On
Oh.
disadvantage?
Oh,
It
Oh, yeah,
works
true, I forgot
exactly
to
as it's. And you know what's funny is I told Roll to 1 that he could change a nat 20 to a 1 if he got 15,000 critties. So just keep in mind that he's got like 3,000 critties left on that. So just FYI.
wait, what? You let somebody, they could just be able to change a random nat 20 to a 1?
Just him because his name is Roll to 1. So.
Oh, that's like the most fucked up thing. Holy
Yep.
shit.
He
All right,
hasn't,
I'm
he
gonna,
hasn't done it yet.
I'm a re-roll that one,
Oh, you have a reroll?
and
Oh yeah, you do.
I have one
Yep.
one re-roll,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pray I don't roll. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. All right, it's a 7, so that's a 17.
Okay. 17.
Dude, I can't believe I rolled a nat 20 and a fucking 1.
Well, that's because you said, like, I hope I don't do bad or don't get a 1. And as you rolled it, it's like you don't say it as you roll it.
All right.
That
Bad juju.
So that
was
gamer
just
share,
disgusting.
you redeemed Lenny attack at this moment. So what I'm going to have happen is I'm gonna roll what that damage would be. Oh shit!
Oh Christ, is this gonna alert it to our presence?
Hold on.
Hopefully not.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna roll this thingy. Nope. So as this like large the large leader here with the necklace is standing there like yelling or whatever, you see like something come flying out from like out of just random direction. This like little tiny creature comes by and it just like kind of like poops above the head of the giant and it comes down and it like, and then you hear the giant go like ah as you see this like sizzling on its face. You can't see him.
Acid
and it just
shit.
the
Acid shit.
whatever the creature is just keeps on going. It's really quick and he's like ah, and this giant takes 4 points of acid damage as it gets pooped on by some kind of creature.
The poo! The poo!
It looks
stings!
super annoyed as and like batting at its eyes and its face, allowing you all to continue running past. Gildan will not. You can tell Erdnot as you're going, and also from your connection that you have. Gildan will not be caught by them unless he were to like trip and fall and hurt himself. Like he's just gonna lead them off.
I'll have him disappear when he reaches that 1 mile mark. That will be just out of our telepathic connection range. That should be enough.
All right.
As we run by, gritting through my teeth and the hatred, can I see what is like in front of this dude that's making him not want to chase the pig?
Make a perception check. It's going to be with disadvantage because you guys are running across this thing. Quickly. Yeah, the 6. You
At 20 in that one too.
oh yeah, there was a 20 there. You can't quite tell. It looks like a giant creature of some kind. So it's not like a bunch of herd animals or like a bunch of humanoids or whatever. It's some kind of like solid giant bug. Like that's as far as you get, just based off of the legs and the angles and the length.
I didn't know if there was some sort of treasure there. That's like why
you
that
can't.
one didn't want to like get away from it.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that that's 3 NAT20s in a row that we didn't get because of disadvantages of some kind.
Yeah.
Right. Not got one, then I got one, then he got one. Holy shit! And then Zane got one earlier. That's gonna be a record. That all happened in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so you guys run across, you feel pretty confident, you tell Gildan to poof away. Boris, who hasn't done a lot of running, like at the end, he's like, wow, that really got my heart beating. I feel nice, I feel alive. That was a great plan, well executed, worked out beautifully. Good job.
Got my 10,000 steps in.
So you guys slow down when it seems like it's going to be safe to, and have evaded a 3 giant fight that I had prepped just in case. So good for you. Good for you.
Now resummon Gildan so that I don't break Zansport's back.
Guys, we avoided a fight. We did it.
You did it.
I was gonna say,
Erdnot
is just gonna
has
hold this.
evolved because he wanted to just fucking run in there and just start a fucking killing.
Don't worry. Arik had a whole bunch of things up his sleeve that he was gonna do in case Erdnot was gonna do that. I had it all like in my head. I was like, I've got all sorts of these like maneuvering trip attacks that I can do. So I was like, if he tries,
Erdnot's a pious man, so the leader of his pantheon has given him a task greater than his own vow of vengeance. So he has learned to just stomach it.
What is Erdnot's pact?
With the
what is
the Warlock pact?
Yes.
Crap, I forgot. Let me look.
I'm pretty sure it's Celestial, a Falcone.
Yes, that's right. It is the Celestial pact. I was like getting it confused with the vow. The vow is the paladin, the vow of vengeance, and then the pact of the like Celestial was the Warlock thing.
Well, Arik's gonna ride while we're all riding. He's just gonna kind of put his fist out for everybody to bump, since that all worked out so well that everybody did what they had to do.
So
everybody, we all did well.
Zan's gonna make sure that his arm is fully extended before he makes contact with everybody. He doesn't want to accidentally punch anyone.
Or not hand out, but again, a little harder than he probably should have. But he's learning because you keep doing this.
So you continue along, and actually, as Micaiah reaches out, she has her. She's like, yeah, and she does, and you see, Zan. You see a little scroll. Friggin' Nerds Media. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid.
Hey,
Welcome,
that
Raiders.
is an awesome name.
That is
It
good.
is.
I have not yet followed you, so I will remedy that momentarily.
Hey, thank you for the
raid.
follow,
Thank you for the
Tactical
follow.
Panda 007.
Awesome.
Good names.
Yep, perfect names. Thank you so much for coming in. Welcome, Raiders. So please feel free. Oh, I'll just do it myself. Hold on. Friggin' Nerds Media. There we go. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons. I hope your stream went well. So again, sorry, as Micaiah reaches out with her fist to bump, Zan, you see a little rolled up piece of paper like falls out of one of her pockets and just like hits the ground. As you all have stopped, so it falls off the side, hits Boris on the side there. He doesn't flinch or anything, doesn't notice it, and it just drops down to the ground. Micaiah does not appear to have noticed it.
Zan will pick it up for her.
Okay. So, Zan, you jump down, pick up the note, and then hand it up to Micaiah. And that is where we will end the session.
This is pornography.
With Micaiah and Zan about to exchange an item, or exchange hands.
Portrait of Eric. Like Titanic style. She did it while he
How
was
did that
sleeping.
get there?
You goddamn right.
He's
it is.
wearing his shield and only his shield.
Yep. You know
So,
It's like the full Monty. It's like a little mini shield, just right, like they're holding right at his crotch.
it. Hey, not too many, okay? I told you he's the
It's
he's
a
the
teeny, teeny,
idealistic
tiny
version. It's the ideal version of me, all right? So that's,
like a Greek god.
it's
so-
a fairly large shield since it's the ideal version of me.
So thank you
I'm
everybody
just gonna
for the
change
raise.
venues real quick.
No problem. I'm
I
gonna
think we're just about done.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the credits. Feel free to do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna do the credits real quick. So thank you everybody for the raids, for the for all of the support. We will be back on Tuesday with a continuation of Wicked Independent Prestige Incorporated anthology. I will say, what do we want to end with here? We've got. Did I do the wrong one here? Yeah. We do have a Patreon. If you'd like behind the scenes things or automatic entry into the monthly giveaway, of course, you can come support us. We've got 3 tiers that range from $2.50 to $10. The $10 tier comes with a mug of Happy Dice. We also have merch. There's no sale at the moment, right?
No, the sale just ended yesterday, I believe. There will be one the week after next week.
Yes, and we also have a monthly giveaway that you can enter just by watching the stream. You use your channel points to do so, and you can enter as many times as you want, and the more times you enter, the more likely you are to win, or at least in theory, that's how it would work. At least because we've had a lot of people who've only entered a few times win.
Patrons
so your chances.
get an extra ticket, and
Yes.
then interacting in the Discord gets you extra tickets when you level up in our Discord. All you by simply just sharing pictures and chatting about nonsense or about D&D and all the fun stuff that we do in there.
Yes. And patrons also will get 2-week early access to our edited VODs. So that is something. And then if we have any chats behind the scenes after the session, you get access to those as well. So if those types of things interest you, as well as character backstories and whatnot, please do support us on Patreon. We also have one sponsor card left that will allow you to share your own creations, your friends' creations, and share that on all of our streams. So
it's not our most expensive Patreon tier, but it is the most popular Patreon tier.
Yes, it is. So here are our thank yous. Oh, we've got the Dice Cult rating at the end. Thank you for the raid. We are going
Finishing
to
up, thank you though.
we are going to take you on a raid with us. I was going to read the thank yous to everybody for your support. Thank you so much, raiders. We appreciate you very, very
Thank
much.
you.
I'll make sure to
Thank
add
you.
you in there. Oh, we got Pat back. There we go. So I try to do the credits at the end and not forget them. Just a reminder, we do giveaways. We do giveaways every Saturday and Tuesday from Be a D&D. So
As children.
thank you for the thank you for the follows.
All you hear is Snickers. We do, and we all just.
Tactical Panda 007, Kiral, Harry Dad Gaming. Thank you for the host, Patsy. Thank you for the raids, Geekly Inc., The Compound, Friggin' Nerds Media, and the Dice Cult. Thank you all very, very much. And now I think is when we raid. So.
All right.
I-
Hey, folks.
Wait,
so
I haven't
much
chosen.
for
I haven't
coming.
chosen yet. Hold on.
Okay,
Oh,
jumped the
jeez.
gun on that one.
Yeah.
I know,
I
right?
don't know.
All right.
Hold on,
All
hold on,
come back,
hold
come back.
on.
Sit down. Wait.
Pull
What
out a dagger.
about,
Down. Sit. Nope, not yet.
Let's
Sit
see.
down, or I'll make you sit.
TPK roleplay is a pretty solid raid, right?
Are they still on?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's go hit them up.
Wait, maybe they just went off. Glad I didn't do it. Let's do
It is
I was gonna say, I
slightly
saw the
past
alert
midnight,
earlier.
so
let's do quests.
I have to try to find like some West Coast.
Let's do quests and chaos.
Nice.
All right,
Let's
we are
do
gonna
it.
raid them. I have no idea how they're doing, like where they're at, if they're ending or whatever. But we will see you on Tuesday. And also Monday, I'm over at Wesselhausen's doing the Jinkies charity. So please join us over there. And yeah, we'll see you Tuesday or Thursday and Saturday. It's
Right.
getting late.
All right.
Thanks for
All right,
hanging out, everybody.
We're
Appreciate
raiding.
it.
everybody.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Join us. Let's go raid.